they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Does anybody hear what he just said? So it's January 15, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. We do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in a court of law yet. You know, these guys that were helping me, Mr. Perry, could show up in your front door in an hour. Or next week or next month. You don't know. I want you to leave me alone. I've asked for you to leave me alone for 8 years now. I left. I want nothing to do with you. You make my skin crawl. I don't know how many different ways I need to say that, sir. I'm so tired of repeating myself, and I'm so tired of hearing from you, and I'm so tired of you bothering me. And stalking is a crime in all 50 states. Hacking and peeping are too. You're such a turnoff. Listen, if there's some act that is illegal, that means it is offensive conduct to everybody else. I can't stand you. I can't stand you. Apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry's unwanted contact and harassment and threats and bothering me, we wouldn't need to do these at all, would we? We have other shit to do, Mr. Perry. You need to get a life. You act just like Neil here. You're no different, except you're more dangerous. You're absolutely no different. She's never going to go on a date with that guy. So, I mean, you're irritating the hell out of me. For a number of reasons. One is, when you cannot tell after a pattern of 6 years, starting with the McNamara email, Mr. Perry, that you're disturbing other people. Your conduct is offensive. You've been asked to stop repeatedly. You have a pattern. You bother me, you get caught. You bother me, you get caught. You bother me, you get caught. There's never a date. There's never a real date. I don't like you. I left. I moved twice to get away from you. I picked up everything I had, made major life changes to get away from you, to avoid you, and not have to interact with you, not to have to talk to you, not to have to be watched by you, not to have to be bothered by you. There's no chance of a date. You're disgusting to me. Absolutely disgusting to me, Mr. Perry. There's no real date. You're not a loved, wanted man. You're disturbing everybody. You're creeping everybody out. You're causing everybody great duress. Everybody. Sir. And since you guys attacked me, you get caught more than you've ever been caught forever. And you provoke that, Mr. Perry. You're provoking. So, but for your provocation, there wouldn't be the need for these. You're not a victim, sir. You need to act like a man of your age with some dignity and class. Everybody gets rejected. I've been rejected. You simply move on. I didn't go put cameras in somebody's house. I didn't hack them. I didn't hire people to watch them and give them, fuck up their car, kill cops, shit like that. I don't like you. I absolutely don't like you, and I'm sick of repeating myself. And you get the same results for what you do. Listen, I'm very results-oriented, very outcomes-oriented. If you can't tell that by now, you're just not paying attention. Everything in my life has always been about goal setting. Write down your desired outcomes. What do you desire to get out of this deal? What do you desire to get out of this deal? Whatever it is, whether it's a job or a relationship. Sometimes it was a relationship with my kids. What do you want to get out of this? What's your desired outcome? I want to make this much money. I want to make, establish a professional relationship with this or this doctor, or this or that senator, or this or this. I want this happen. I had an end result in my mind, always. So we always evaluate what we're doing. Oh, also, real quick, we assert all constitutional rights. We shouldn't have to assert them. We just have them. Also, but we'll assert them because Mr. Perry, tries to violate them. So we have to assert them. And then, we also apply the reasonable, prudent, individual, standard. Mr. Perry, does it look like Neil here is a reasonable, prudent individual? Would you vote for him as for anything? You can't act like that, Mr. Perry, and ask people to trust you to be a leader wherever you live. I don't like Lubbock. I really don't. I think a lot of people know that. Mr. Perry's a job. It's not, Lubbock is not my cup of tea. There's about 5 people there that I really like and I really respect. I don't know how they handle it. I don't know how they stand it. I couldn't stand it. I used to work back in the athletic department at TTU, and Tuberville's whole team. We can't stand it here. We want to get out of here. If you've been somewhere else, you can understand that maybe better than people that have lived there a really long time, and they just got used to the things that the rest of us are, drive us nuts. But Tuberville, think about it. He didn't even dignify that town with a goodbye, and I heard about it from them, his team, his staffers, all the time. How much they hated Lubbock. It was backwards. It was like Iraq. That was a comment that was passed around a lot. Everybody was uncomfortable being there, and so he had a recruiting dinner, got up and left, and the recruits thought that he went to the bathroom. He just left. And he's a United States Senator now, by the way, Mr. Perry. United States Senator. So, there's something to that, and when you do something every day, all day long, and it gets results that even you don't like, eventually you have to be smart enough to kind of take a step back, review what you're doing, and go, well, this isn't working. This is not giving me the results that I want. I'm trying to subjugate a woman that doesn't want to be subjugated. Why would you want to subjugate a woman anyway? We don't live in Noah's Ark, Mr. Perry. This is not hillbilly land. Your little bitty world of Lubbock is a very offensive place. I think the whole world watched what happened with Kyle Carruth and was deeply offended. He wasn't arrested, Mr. Perry. Deeply offended. Deeply offended that you're doing all this stuff to me. Everybody can see Officer Neely doesn't have a mark on him. Deeply offended at the criminal justice system in Lubbock. Failed. Listen, the laws are set up, Lubbock, to protect us from injury, harm, loss. And the police's job is to enforce those laws. I grew up in 3 generations of police. I know exactly what police are supposed to do. I know what police are supposed to do probably better than a lot of police, because I was raised in it. I was raised in a damn police department. So I do know what police are supposed to do. They're not supposed to let a murderer go free, because guess what? A lot of these guys reoffend. And then you got more victims. And you try to shut up one victim, guess what? There'll be another one. And another one. And another one. Because a lot of these people can't control themselves. Criminals. I'm studying criminology. Low IQ, no self-control. Can't control your urges that the rest of us can't control. There's something that we all have in our minds that tells us, you can't do that. I'm broke. I'll go rob a bank. But then that thing clicks on in your head that goes, you can't rob a bank. You can't do that. But Mr. Perry doesn't have that. You can't put a camera in a woman's home. You see other guys doing that, Mr. Perry? You see other men acting like you? Like a baby, like a fucking 3-year-old, just because you didn't get your way? You didn't get the date? Come on with this. You're supposed to be a person of dignity and class. You're an elected official. Act like one. You're acting like Neil here. Look at this. Look at this. This is pathetic.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
He's offended, Mr. Perry, by the conduct of Neil here. She says, I don't want to talk to you, Neil, not even for 2 minutes. He stalked her for 4 years. You're doing exactly the same thing to me, except you're more dangerous. Listen, when you're dealing with somebody who has told you no thank you, if you're in a bar, they'll throw your ass out of the bar, Mr. Perry. You've put cameras in my home, disgusting weirdo. You can lie to everybody else. You're not lying to my guys. You're not gonna, they already know. They know everything you do. They're police protecting me. I'd be dead if they weren't there, Mr. Perry. I'd be dead and you know that. How many times did you guys plan to kill me? Or plan this or plan that? And they found out and told me, and y'all were all, how'd she find out? How'd she know? McNamara email was one of those times. Mike was drugged email was another one of those times. If you're doing something every day that's not giving you the results that you say you want, most of us, after a few weeks of that, change what we're doing. Are you not smart enough to see you're not even benefiting from the things that you do that are so offensive to everybody else, so disturbing, sir, to the rest of us? Outside social norms, does that not mean anything to you? Because it means something to everyone else. What he's doing is outside social norms, and it is a crime. In Oklahoma, stalking is a felony. Following me more than once is a felony crime, and you've done that. I don't want to be with someone like you. I really don't. I don't find you attractive. I find you completely disgusting and repulsive. Everyone does. You haven't to ask me who told. All day long, I'm trying to get shit done on my computer or my phone. And guess what Mr. Perry's doing? Typing names in my phone. He thinks it might be, is it this guy? Is it that guy? I've said like 8 zillion times the same thing. I have to repeat myself. I'm not told that. I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was. I want for you to be gone, Mr. Perry. I want for you to be gone, Mr. Perry. What I want, Mr. Perry, is you're gone. I never want to hear from you again. I don't want you hacking me. I don't want you peeping. I don't want you stalking me. I want you to get the fuck out of my life. I want you to leave me alone. I'm going to help the people that are going to make that happen, not you. You ask these questions like you think I would even answer you, even if I knew. But I'm not told that. You know why? We don't want leaks, Mr. Perry. We don't have them. You do. We don't have leaks and you do. Why might that be? Yeah, you know, one of you guys, Mr. Warman or something, your client is contacting me directly, sir, and having conversations with me. I've asked you to make him stop. And whatever I say, it seems like it's just not getting through. Like I'm talking to a fucking 6-month-old baby. Doesn't understand what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not told who the informants are. I'm not told that. There's a reason. We don't have leaks. You do. I want no contact with your client. I want no contact with him, Mr. Warman. There's a very thin line, sir, between vigorous defense and co-conspirator to a criminal act. Leave me the fuck alone, Perry. You don't have my consent to hack me. You don't have my consent to peep. And you don't have my consent to stalk me. I don't want to be contacted by you. Get the fuck out of my life. My guys won't have a thing to do if you get the fuck out of my life. You complain about them. You ask for it. You asked for it. You're provoking. Every time you contact me after I've told you to cut it the fuck out, every time you pester me After I've asked you to cut it the fuck out. What are you, 3 years old? Are you fucking 3? Nobody owes you anything. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. We have low IQs and no self-control, and that's your fault. Nope, it is your fault. Grow the fuck up. Use some self-control. Leave me alone. You don't have my consent to hack. You don't have my consent to peep. You don't have my consent to contact me in any way, shape, or form. Get the fuck out of my life. And until you do, my guys are going to be all over you 24/7. You have leaks. We don't. They don't run their mouth. You run your mouth. I only know who Calvin is from you. From you. This Calvin person. Who is he to you, Perry? Leave me the fuck alone. I know who Desiree, Blankenship. Those people are people that you know. I've never met them. Never in my life have I met those people, any of them. That came from you. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the hell alone. If your outcomes aren't what you want, you're never going to get a date with me. You're not good enough. I won't even call you. I left. It's been 8 years. I won't even take a phone call. You have no real date. You have no real love life. I'm not in love with you. You're not wanted. You're rejected. You're rejected. I reject you. I don't like you. You disturb me. You have no chance of a date with me, sir. Get over it and act like a dude. Act like a grown man and move on. Everybody else moves on. Why can't you? You fail. You're just failing. If you're not getting the outcome, you can't do what women like. No woman wants to be peeped on. No woman wants to be hacked. No woman wants some guy trying to exert control because you feel like you don't have it in your own life. That's what that is. Abuse of power. Abuse of power, domestic violence crime. Stalking is a domestic violence crime. It's abuse. Psychological, emotional, economic. You're pathetic. You can't control yourself, so you got to control everybody else. You guys like picking on women and kids because you're weak. Whatever the hell it is, I don't even, let me put it to you this way. Listen, I just said I had VIP passes to all the nightclubs in Vegas. I worked with surgeons and elected officials all my life. I grew up in the home of an elected official. I've been married. In my entire life, I've never seen men act like you act. In my life. Vegas has some weirdos in it. Let me tell you. They got some stupid and they got some weirdos. There's like 2.something million people that live there. I lived there by myself for a long time. Way before I met Charles Perry. I had some very good close friends that were men. Most of my friends were men. I had a few that were girls. Most of them were guys. They didn't act like you. You're pathetic. You're stupid. You're weirdo. And you're disturbed and you're pathetic. And I don't have the patience for it. Mr. Perry, I'm not a special education teacher. I don't know how to deal with someone that doesn't understand what I just said. That can't look back. That 6 years into this, there is no date and you don't have a cover-up. All that happens is you fuck with me, you get told on. 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 And you can't tell what you're doing isn't working. It's not even benefiting you at this point. I can't deal with you. I'm not a special education teacher. I can't handle your stupid. I can't handle it. It just grinds on my nerves. I don't know what to tell you. I've said the same thing to you every day, all day. Every time you start typing in my phone, every time you start trying to talk to me, what do I say? I didn't ask you. Shut up and get out of my phone. You were not asked. What happens when you do that is you piss off these guys helping me. They're sitting there watching you do that in my phone. Get out. It's not even benefiting you. And if you're so stupid, it takes 6 years and you still can't see that, I have no words for that. I don't have any words for that, sir. None. You need to grow the fuck up and act like a fucking man of your age and get some dignity and get some respect. You're disturbing everybody. You're fucking creepy. Leave me alone. You're breaking the law. Stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Peeping is a crime. I don't know what the hell it is. It's sicko. It's fucking sicko. No one else does that. Why do you? It didn't occur to you that if other people don't do it, maybe there's a reason for that? You don't get a date doing that shit to women. You're not getting a date with me ever. Get a grip on reality. The more you push me, let me tell you something. If that's the kind of life I've had long before I met you, I've always been successful. So if I'm not successful after I met you, that's your fault. Stupid. You think people are that dumb they're not going to figure that out? I'm 20-something years old. I'm driving an Infiniti Q45. It's like a Mercedes. I bought the car. Say he took me to buy it, but he didn't help me pay for it. I had to pay for that myself. I had VIP passes to every fucking nightclub in Vegas. That means I didn't stand in line for hours at the line. They go all miles down the road. You got to stand in line for fucking hours. I didn't have to. I walked right in. They parked my car, valet, right in front. I never had to wait for that really either. They would just pull it right into the door. It was parked right in front. Every weekend, every Friday, what kind of people do you think I ran into? Famous people. Famous people. You're a nothing. You live in some little small itty bitty town that is weirdo. Senator Tuberville couldn't stand it. I know, I talked to his people. Couldn't stand it. People that have been from somewhere else don't like it there. There's a reason for that. You're there. You and your weirdo club. Corruption. This thing with Kyle Carruth, let me tell you guys something. Holy shit, the whole country's pissed off about that. He should be in jail. I'm going to tell you something. If I'm the officer that comes up to that, you watch that video, what he did, Mr. Reed had no gun. He's unarmed. He didn't threaten Mr. What's his name? He went up to pick his kid up. There's two crimes that happened there by Mr. Carruth. If you take out everything else, he's interfering with the custody of a child. That's like a felony in Texas, is it not? Why wasn't he arrested for that? And then there's failure to render aid. He's yelling at everybody. You don't need to be here. Well, you shouldn't be here. Yeah, they came there to pick the kid up. You broke the law, not giving him his kid. That's his kid. There's a court order. You're violating a court order. At the very least, what you could have done is said, the kid's at this place. Kid's at grandma's. Go get him. Mr. Carruth would have, what's the guy's name? Reed would have left. Instead, he goes in the house and it doesn't call the cops. Doesn't tell the guy, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. He doesn't say that. He walks in the house, gets his gun, comes out, shoots his feet. At this point, Reed's like, he's in danger and he knows it. Tries to get the gun away, doesn't succeed, and he gets killed, murdered, dead, right there. That's not self-defense. I'm sorry, I don't know what fucking planet you live on if you think that's self-defense. Because Reed was unarmed. He didn't threaten anybody. He's not trying to hit anybody. He's yelling, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to take you back to court. And he had every right to do that. And so Lubbock police did not arrest him for interfering with custody and failure to render aid. And they should have, and I would have if it were me. If I showed up there, he'd be in fucking jail right there. Those two things right there. You can figure out the murder while he's sitting in jail. You can figure out, was that self-defense or not? I'm telling you something. Y'all are nuts. Letting the criminal shit ooze out your borders into other states up here in Oklahoma. You killed a cop. Do you know somebody asked that the other day? What in the fuck are people from Texas coming up to Oklahoma killing our cops for? Who's letting that go on? Our guys are dealing with it, Charles, more than anybody else is. And you know that. The only thing you're getting out of this is caught. Because you've been doing this weird shit all your life. Who killed Lucky? Police and they were at a police conference, weren't they? So we've heard two theories about that. I have more information. I'm not giving it to you. We've heard two theories about that. One is that It was corrupt police in Texas who have covered up for you all this time. Coaxed them to the police conference in Pensacola, and they did that. We've also heard Robertson hired bikers. So those are the two theories. It wasn't Mike. We all know that. And every day he sits in jail, everybody's steaming at you. Everybody steams at you. You think you can get a date with somebody who's raised by police, comes from police, and you killed a cop? You're off your nut. You are really whacked if you thought that. 3 generations of police. Fuck you. Fuck you. The more you fuck with me, the more you get caught. There's never a date. 8 years ago I left. 8, Mr. Perry. 8 years ago. It's over. Whatever chance you even ever thought you had, you're a job. You need to get a grip on reality. But let's just say you weren't. If you thought there was a chance, 8 years later, you still think that? You think you can hurt a police officer and get a date with a woman who comes from police? What the fuck planet are you on? Whack job. I'm so offended that thought would even run through your head that I don't even know what to say. I'm deeply offended that you would have that thought in your head. I don't know who you think you're fooling with that murder. You fooled the jury right now, temporarily. I promise you, we are getting him out. You've had a chance to do it yourself and make amends. Look up restorative justice, Mr. Perry and Mr. Powell, before you start going, oh, she's extorting, it's blackmail. No, absolutely not. That is not it. I've not said, if you don't give me money, I'll tell blah, blah, blah. Nope, you're going to jail. That's not up in the air. There's no debate on that. You're going. My guys will put you in jail. That could happen in an hour. That could happen next week. That could happen next month. But you're going to jail. You're not going to bother people anymore. Innocent citizens, cops in Oklahoma, who didn't do a fucking thing to you. Cops in Oklahoma didn't do a fucking thing to you, Perry. Nobody invited you up here. I came here to get away from you. I completely changed my life to get away from you and not have a fight. You wouldn't have needed a cover-up, and you don't have one. You don't have a date, and you don't have a cover-up, and yet you do the same thing every day that gives you those results. Nobody understands that. Who the hell is that stupid? That they do the same thing every day, getting the same results. For 8 years. For fucking 8 years. Listen, I come from police, Mr. Perry. My granddad's legacy is not for sale, sir. He fought very hard for that. It's not for sale. And you guys threaten me and you harass me and I'm going to take her money and I'm going to call her school and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you're recorded and recorded and recorded, and then I hear it, and then I say something over and over and over. First time that's ever happened. I know, because one of your guys said, when Charles pesters her, and when he takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And yet you do it again anyway. We all sit down and we look at our results and we go, are we getting what we want out of this? Are we coming up with a plan and executing it with precision and accuracy? And getting the exact result we want? And if not, why? What do we need to adjust? What do we need to change?